What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including bad news for Chelsea Green as she's injured, what in the world has happened to Montez Ford, WWE star Tiffany Stratton suffers an attire malfunction on SmackDown, Bad Bunny is coming back to WWE, AEW reacts to the anti-ice chants, the original El Grande Americano gets insane hate, why Cody Rhodes never won the Rumble, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at bad news as Chelsea Green has been pulled from a show and is injured. The February 7th episode of AAA was set to feature a World Mixed Tag Team Championship match. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green were scheduled to defend the titles against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. However, plans changed at the last moment. In the build-up, Page FaceTimed Green, and during the call, she showed her foot in a walking boot, revealing she could not compete at all. Moments later though, La Hydra stepped in frame and volunteered to replace her as Page's partner. Now, on commentary, Corey Graves stated that Green suffered the injury during her Elimination Chamber qualifying match on the February 6th episode of SmackDown. What was already a rough week for Chelsea got even worse. Page and La Hydra ended up losing the AAA World Mixed Tag Team titles, with Layeska providing the assist and seal the outcome. Lola Vice has now won her first championship in pro wrestling, which is insane. And Chelsea Green later took to X, posting a photo of her foot in the walking boot and calling out AAA for allowing the match to move forward without her. The audacity of Lucha Libre AAA to throw Ethan Page into a match like that after I almost ended my career on SmackDown last night from a near fatal fall. Ethan, we need to talk. Ethan would even post underneath saying, "I'm sorry," breaking his silence to the loss. And neither WWE nor Green has officially confirmed how the injury occurred. However, during the SmackDown qualifier, she delivered a high-risk coast-to-coast dropkick on Tiffany Stratton and Lash Legend, the same move that previously contributed to Seth Rollins' shoulder injury. It's possible at this point that spot played a huge role in her getting injured. As of now, there's no update on the severity of the injury or a potential return timeline. First Rollins, now Green. At some point, we gotta be asking whether these coast-to-coast risks are worth it. Whatever the case, we're wishing Chelsea Green a very speedy recovery. Next up, what has happened to Montez Ford? And Montez Ford is back, and now noticeably much bigger. After the Street Profits hiatus from WWE television, Ford and Angelo Dawkins returned to action during NXT's recent 3-city live event tour. The footage from the Nashville stop quickly went viral, and fans immediately noticed a big change in Montez Ford. Ford looks to be bulking up. During the match, the Profits teamed with Hank and Tank against Dark State, and at one point Ford stood on the apron and had Dawkins jokingly pretend to struggle while helping peel off his ring jacket. Once it came off, Ford turned to the crowd, struck a pose and shouted, "I got my weight up." Safe to say, the message was clear. The Street Profits haven't appeared on WWE television since early fall. Their last SmackDown match came on October 10th in a loss to the Wyatt Six, who were tag champions at the time. The most recent televised outing was a win over Los Garzas on the October 30th episode of Main Event. Now, back in January, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that both Ford and Dawkins were healthy and that WWE kept them off TV to, well, freshen them up. Currently, there's no update on when the Street Profits might return to television or whether they'll continue working in NXT when it returns to the road later this month. Next up, WWE star Tiffany Stratton suffers an attire malfunction. A WWE star Tiffany Stratton's recent return to television resulted in an unexpected incident that shortly occurred afterward during her appearance. Stratton had been absent from WWE programming for a period before making a comeback at the Royal Rumble, which generated some attention among fans. However, the moment quickly became notable for an unintended reason where she experienced an attire malfunction. It seems that during the triple threat match with Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, and Chelsea Green, WWE's production team had to react immediately to the mishap and briefly cut away from the scene. It seems that while Lash Legend had Tiffany Stratton upside down, the top half of her was exposed. Problems also arose when she performed the moonsault for the finish. Tiffany Stratton is definitely no stranger to attire malfunctions, and it's happened more than often on WWE television. Next up, Bad Bunny coming back to WWE. Bad Bunny might be heading back to pro wrestling, and it could happen sooner than expected. The multi-time Grammy winner will be front and center at this weekend's NFL Super Bowl LX halftime event, and despite being away from professional wrestling for a few years, with Backlash 2023 being his last appearance, it appears that Bad Bunny is now ready to make his return to the squared circle. Earlier this week, Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego took to social media asking AEW President Tony Khan to bring Bad Bunny into the company. Little did the senator know that Bad Bunny might be returning to professional wrestling very soon, but not for All Elite Wrestling. According to Brian Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Live, Bad Bunny is returning to WWE, and that return will take place sooner rather than later. As for when Bad Bunny could be making his WWE return, it's worth pointing out that his current world tour reportedly pauses from March 2nd through to the end of May. That window would give him more than enough time to be involved at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, whether that means an appearance, a segment, or even another match. If the report holds up, WrestleMania season just got a little bit more interesting. Could we even see him in a match against Dominic Mysterio? Next up, the backstage reaction to the anti-ice chants in AEW. Just seconds before the main event between MJF and Brody King on Dynamite this week, the Las Vegas crowd broke into loud chants of F Ice. The chants referencing the Immigration Enforcement Agency was clearly audible on the live broadcast. AEW production didn't mute it or cut away. The moment played out in real time, and within minutes, clips were circulating all over social media, and the post even became viral even in non-wrestling spaces. But adding another layer to it, referee Bryce Remsburg later posted on X and implied that he delayed the opening bell slightly, allowing the chant to continue before the match officially began. Now, Fightful Select initially reported that AEW was very happy with the media attention from the F-Ice chants during AEW Dynamite this week. However, Sean Ross Sapp has later clarified that the reaction came from a number of people in AEW, not necessarily the company as a whole. Now, unsurprisingly, the moment has divided fans. Some view it as organic crowd expression, part of AEW's unpredictable atmosphere, but others feel it risks shifting attention away from the main event itself and involving politics. Next up, the original El Grande Americano gets insane hate. Now, there's this report that Chad Gable brought back his original El Grande Americano persona at the Royal Rumble to confront Ludwig Kaiser's version of the character. But the reaction at Riyadh was noticeably lukewarm. But now the rivalry has spilled over into AAA. Kaiser's version of El Grande Americano was scheduled to compete in a Rated A 4-way qualifier, with the winner earning a future shot at the AAA Mega Championship. But before the match even started, things broke down backstage. Dominic Mysterio was seen talking to the masked Kaiser, and once Dom walked away, the original made his move. Gable ambushed Kaiser, handcuffed him to a post, and stole his spot in the match. And the crowd in Mexico let him hear it. When Gable made his entrance, boos poured in and loud "Get Out" chants echoed throughout the arena. This is a sharp contrast to how the character was received in the US before his injury. In Mexico, Kaiser's version has been embraced as a full babyface. Clearly, the reaction depends on the location, something we saw with Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation in the late 90s. Bret would be cheered in Canada but booed in the US. At this point, many fans see one obvious endgame, a mask versus mask at Triple Mania or even WrestleMania. That stipulation would instantly raise the stakes. Some even believe Gable should lose, unmask, and then move on as Chad Gable again, closing the chapter on what critics view as a creative misstep. Next up, the reason why Cody Rhodes was never picked to win the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes was never in the Royal Rumble winner pool, and that wasn't by accident or a late creative change. According to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE ruled Cody out early once his WrestleMania direction was finalized. The creative team had already decided how they wanted his post-title story to play out. Once Cody dropped the championship, his road to WrestleMania narrowed to two options: win the Rumble or win the Elimination Chamber, and the choice was clear. Meltzer explained that Cody winning the Rumble would have conflicted with the story WWE wanted to tell. Cody was no longer champion, had to win either Rumble or Chamber, and Cody was never scheduled to win the Rumble because the nature of the storyline was that he had to overcome adversity and not win the Rumble, then go to the Chamber. Similar story to John Cena last year. So once Cody was locked into the Chamber path, he was removed from the Rumble consideration entirely. But that opened the door for someone else, so that led to Roman being the one who won the Rumble. In other words, Roman Reigns winning wasn't a pivot away from Cody. Cody was never part of the equation to begin with. As some people believe it should go where Randy wins the Elimination Chamber match, Cody wins the title at Elimination Chamber, Randy then turns heel, and then we have the momentous match between Orton versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, giving Randy Orton number 15. Next up, WWE Talent Leaving. Now it seems that WWE has decided not to renew a WWE Talent's contract, confirming their departure from the company after a 4-year run. Kelly Kincaid would announce on X, as of February 14th, I will no longer be under contract with WWE. Whilst many were under the impression that Kelly could have renewed, it seems from a recent post that she wasn't given that option by WWE. Kelly is currently in a relationship with one half of Pretty Deadly Elton Prince, who's unfortunately been off television due to a career-threatening neck injury. And finally, why Saraya wasn't part of the Royal Rumble. Saraya, formerly known as Paige, has opened up about her losing her passion for wrestling during a time in AEW. The former AEW Women's World Champion was with the company from 2022 to early 2025, and while she says she enjoyed her run, certain creative decisions left her feeling unfulfilled. Speaking on Wrestling with Freddie, Saraya admitted that she fell out of love with wrestling for a period of time. A big part of that, she explained, was frustration with her on-screen character. I'm taking wrestling so seriously, I lost my passion for it for a second. I kind of fell out of love with it, and it was kind of making me miserable at one point. I feel like the company I was in, I loved being in AEW, I had so much fun, but the character I was doing, I wasn't too happy with, and I wish I could have done certain matches and certain things that didn't come to be, and it's fine. But now though, her mindset has shifted. She says she's motivated to get back into the best shape of her life and wants to bring back the magic of her Paige persona from NXT, but at an even higher level. But yeah, I just kind of fell out of love with it, and now I'm just like, I need to start training again. I need to get my ass back into shape. I need to be the Paige that I was in NXT, but better. I can do it at 33 still. I still got it. As she also made it clear that her recent training clips weren't specifically for the Royal Rumble, it's part of a long-term plan. When asked why she wasn't a surprise entrant this year, Saraya didn't dodge the question and mentioned, "So a lot of people were mad that I wasn't in the Rumble, and a lot of people thought I was going to be number 32. I've had that much support before, but I thought I'd lost all that support because of all my controversy. But it was just absolutely bonkers. There were thousands of videos across all platforms based on just a couple of training videos. I wish I was a part of it, but there's more to it. WWE has to make that decision, not me." Based on her recent comments and training footage, it sounds like Saraya has rediscovered that spark. Now it's just a matter of when and where she gets the next opportunity. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.